Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Jaedong and Pure here on Matchpoint. Bottom left-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player. You know him as Jaedong. And in the top right-hand corner, it is the orange Protoss player, Pure. So two excellent players going at it here today for us on a Tuesday. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, I do lots of Brood War content. Let's see, I post 5 times a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and on Sunday. I do some other casting as well here live on YouTube. You know, check that out. It's just 11:30 a.m. Eastern here live on YouTube. You've probably seen the VODs come through. They post a little bit later in the day on Sundays. So they're chatting about stuff. I don't know what this conversation is because it's rectangles to me. That means it's a bit of an older replay here. Nothing from, you know, recent by any stretch. It's like Jaedong is like promoting something here. Talking about what the map is, maybe? I don't know. It's very confusing. Either way, probe moving out. Maybe gonna try to block a hatch or something cool. At the very least, scout out what's going on here in Jaedongville, because he still doesn't have anything going yet. He doesn't have a pool or a hatchery in production, and yeah, that indicates we're probably going to try to go for a hatch first play, which is exactly what the block is here for. And oh, not enough of a block on that 11 hatch. Alright, cool. Well, the probe comes in regardless. It says, alright, interesting, definitely a hatch firster here out of Jaedong. On the other side, what's his response going to be? Is he going to Nexus first? He's Nexus firsting. Look at how many minerals he has. I like it. I like coming in, seeing a hatch first from the Zerg player, recognizing they can't kill me for some time yet because their pool is nowhere near complete, and just going for a Nexus first play. Genius opening here from Pure. That's why you scout, and that's why Protoss has this advantage, man. It's so much harder for Zerg to scout because they're losing drones constantly by building buildings and static defense and stuff. And so they can't really afford to have one drone off of the mineral line for that long, just scouting around and seeing what's going on. Yes, and Overlords can scout too, a little bit more slowly. He's trying to go for a quick third, which this, man, I don't know, maybe just actually throw up a pylon here. Might be worth it for Pure. I mean, Jaedong is... yeah, he does. Alright, so he delays as long as he can. Throws down the pylon. Blocks the third base. This has been really annoying stuff. Pure is playing a pretty good game. Considering what Jaedong is trying to do, Pure is throwing some serious... what's the word? Serious... wrenches? Wrenches into his gears? Oh, he canceled. He can replant. Oh, that'd be so hilarious if he... Pure! You just annoying insect. That was fantastic. Just... Alright, so the Lings are out, and they're going to try to get some harassment done, but by golly, that is already a cannon coming up. Thank you very much. I guess this might be a situation where you want to probe pull a little bit. Because this is 8 Lings. This is a good number of Zerglings here to kill you. They can run past quite effectively. Where's that Zealot? Here he finally is. Oh boy. Well, the Zealot can't hold this by himself, that's for sure. They're going to try to... oh, they are going to get the cannon. They're going to lose a bunch of Lings in the process. Oh, the block. The probe block. Nice. Dude, that was 1 cannon for 7 Zerglings. Okay, yes, 1 lone Zergling did get inside the main. And it's a Jaedong Zergling, so it's incredibly annoying. And you know that Pure's like, I wish I could have killed that 1. But he's pretty happy about that. I think that was a great trade for Pure. I think Pure's in a great position here. That's amazing. So no further stuff coming up here. Finally able to get this hatch down. I don't know what happened. I'm going to assume Pure canceled the pylon and then the hatch went down as expected. Because I don't think he sent any Lings up that way. I don't see... these Lings just popped. I didn't see anybody coming late to the party over on the right side, so... hey, look, it's a Stargate. Dun, 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 dun. Amazing. So a bit of some Zealot pressure coming in here too, just forcing Jaedong into making more Lings than he wants to. Especially since he lost all 8 of those lings. Okay, 7 of those lings. The 8th one is still alive. He really just wants to drone up, but if he's forced into making Zerglings, so be it. Man, this micro is actually pretty fantastic. That was good. That was pretty good micro out of both of those players. It's a lot of lings down, but the Zealots are both dead, so hey. Draw. We'll call that a draw. Citadel of Adun. Nothing crazy. Nothing making Jaedong worry yet. Could be DTs eventually. Could just be working on speed for Zealots. And that Spire is coming up at a decent time. The Overlords that are out on the map are running for their lives. This one, for example. Fairly well, Overlord. I hope you don't get smooshed in the face 100 times by a Corsair. Something like 40 shots, 41, 42. Somebody counted once for me, and that's what it was. So yeah, that Overlord's toast. Nobody's saving him at all. Production tab says Scourge, but it's too late. Too late to apologize. And this Zergling is still alive. See, Jaedong Zerglings. They have magical powers that allow them to stay alive for 80% longer than any other Zerg player who gets a probe into a Protoss base. Sees the Templar Archives coming in and says, alright, so we're planning on getting Storm. This Corsair might be in a bit of trouble. Oh, are you serious? How'd that get a hit? They were moving straight. It's the exact same move speed, but I mean, turning does slow you down. Did he turn just a little bit? Anyway. Corsair says, oh yes, a third base. We shall scout that one. Wonderful. And the Scourge Scout. Oh, they could have got that Corsair, but they weren't quite on top of that. That was amazing. Oh, gosh. All right. Maybe don't die to cannons, though. Bad idea. So Corsair count getting high. Additional gateways here. Production tab says nothing Templar yet. I don't see any DTs. I don't see any High Templar either. So it's weird he went for the fast Templar Archives, right? He's not even getting Storm. Is it a fake out? It's like, you are going to prepare for Storm, and I'm just going to show up with a whole ton of Zealots with speed and +1 attack, and Corsairs with +1 attack as well. That's interesting. Well, regardless, our hiders are out. Lurker aspect being researched from Jaedong. His third base is looking pretty darn happy too. 37 workers, good place to be. You're going for some kind of a Hydra attack on 3 bases. There we go. Storm is now on the way. But for the time being, mostly just Zealots. No Dark Templar to be seen, but always an option. Third base attempt here from Pure. This is a bit of a dicey situation for both players. Like, the Hydra's getting hacked on by the Zealots is bad for them. They can kite effectively, that's going to be nice. There's no Storm here either. Again, this composition against an equal number. This is a fake dropout. And against an equal number of Hydras is going to die. Equal cost, rather. Fourth base coming in. Minerals only. For Jaedong. For the Dong. So far, despite all the aggression we've seen here out of Pure, despite the Ling aggression we saw out of Jaedong, not much. Not much death. Not much destruction. Nobody's lost much. And that indicates we're going to have a pretty insane mid-game. Yeah, this Hydra split is pretty good. I like it's coming from different angles. Okay, lost a few hiders there for literally nothing at all. The lurker trap. The lurker trap. The lurker trap. Oh, it's gonna get the high. Okay, well the Archons died. The High Templar died too. Sick move out of Jaedong there. That was great. Oh, High Templar die. Archon die there too. There is a DT in the mix. Forcing a complete flee from the main base. There was no detection there at all. And look at this. Jaedong's actually supply blocked. But that army got largely handled. Okay, so now an Overlords pop up. Dark, like, DT ends up getting, I want to say, 6 kills there or so. Not bad. And the Corsair Ball causing some major problems for Jaedong here. Going to supply block him. If they keep this up. I mean, Jaedong made a bunch of Overlords to compensate, but that sucks. Smalling Lurker attack here into the natural base. Lurkers, again, the natural enemy of Zealots for sure. Trying to set up in positions where there aren't cannons. That Lurker learns that lesson the hard way. Hey, there's a cannon down there. Bad. And in response to the Lurker stuff, we've got Singularity Charge coming up, and I'm assuming more Dragoons to pop up here in the production tab too. So man, hit that like button if you're enjoying this one so far. This is going to turn into a very, very excellent ZVP. I can feel it in my bones. The Corsair is doing some serious work. And that is another supply block. Dang, Jaedong. If you're investing that much money into Corsairs, though, you don't have as much for High Templar or Storm, especially considering those 2 High Templar died over here. So replacing them is expensive. That's a lot of gas, and Pure is not floating a ton of gas right now. It's definitely Jaedong who's sitting on about 1,000 gas in his bank, finally going for a Queen's Nest, making additional Overlords to prepare for the eventuality that he's going to try to get supply blocked again, or Pure's going to try to take that from him. Dark Swarm would be good against this particular setup for sure, although there are High Templar in the mix and Zealots, and the cannons would be negated, but everything else would be pretty scary. Hiders chasing these Corsairs around, and they've been left alone largely. Look at this. Another couple dead Overlords. Plus what attack helps them immensely because they attack so fast. Man, not a supply block, but the number of Overlords sniped in this game is high. Oh, there's finally a Spore colony here. That's what was coming up. So Spore's going to help a lot. More DTs coming in. Singularity Charge is done. Dragoons in production. Scourge do catch a Corsair. That's a nice little victory out of Jaedong. He's got 7 more Lurkers in production while he's going up to a Hive. Trying to figure out what's attacking right now. Okay, that was a Scourge dying, yeah, but before that, I don't know. Jaedong wants to expand here. It's harder to hold it against Terran because they can set up tanks in this area and shell your mineral line, which is terrible. But against Protoss, that is less of a concern for sure. So the Zerglings are being mean. They're working on adrenal glands, but trying to kill what they can in the meantime. I'm trying to make sure that this base doesn't get taken either. Bottom right warping in for Pure, though, so that's going to be nice for him. Corsair Ball finding Overlords wherever they may, and this is a DT drop coming into the main base of Jaedong. While there's a bit of a push out here, too. Oh, man, if they could snipe some tech... If they could snipe some tech, that'd be insane. Big Zergling response. And the Overlord comes in from the south. Which means the DTs are dead. Yeah, I think the DTs are dead, but their spawning Overlords are dead too. They paid for it. For sure. Oh, Jaedong trying to take this 12 o'clocker, actually. And Pure's in a position to really shut this down. Another Corsair down. The supply block for Jaedong is not real. The Corsairs are getting torn apart here. Pure's not paying attention. All right, so Pure's screen was somewhere else. He instead wiped out this attempt to get a 5th base from Jaedong at that 12 o'clock. He's making some really nice cost-efficient decisions here. He's up 171 to 122 supply. So he's about even at this stage. The Defiler tech is on the way. Big old Ling Lurker single Hydra attack trying to come up on that right side. While the attack is coming into the left side here, this Lurker does snipe a High Templar. And second, that Lurker needs to die. Where's your detection? Did the Observer get sniped? Possibly. Big time Ling Hydra attack coming in, though. The Lurker's doing terrible damage. At the same time, this Nexus is toast. Is there enough to hold the top left for Jaedong while this is going on? The answer is quite possibly no. Looks like it's going to be a base for a base situation. And Jaedong continuing to attack down that right side. If he can take this base out, he wins the game. That's a lot of cannons, though. And there is no Dark Swarm. He attacked before that tech was ready to go, but this top left base of Jaedong going to go down. Macro Hatch gonna fall at the same time. Overlord's wandering into battle, getting killed by +2 Dragoons, and Jaedong is stuck on a 3-basing economy of 34 drones versus a 3-basing Protoss with 52 probes. I gotta say, I feel like Pure is ahead here. He took a base death, but he was able to kill an important one of Jaedong's. Nice Dark Swarm popping up. This is a retreat situation for Pure. I don't know that he knows that. Ooh, High Templar snipe. Very nice. 2 of them going down. Big time attack there from Jaedong, getting some stuff done for sure. All right, so Pure maybe going to try to take this 12 o'clock, which is being observed by 2 separate Overlords. Yeah, man, this is turning into a pretty fantastic game. The +3 Zealots say, get out of our neighborhood, Lurker. When there are 2 of you, you're a lot less scary than if there are 5 or 6 of you. Jaedong really wants to take out this 4th. The Dark Swarm is here this time. That's going to be a big deal. Cannons down. Lings are focusing the Nexus. Zealot's not even really involved in this. I feel like they might be able to do something if they actually attacked here. I mean, sure, they might not save it, but they can help a little bit. Reaver comes in, firing away. That cannon is on fire, and is Pure have enough to actually save this? DT's coming in at the last second. The Nexus is down to 95 HP, and it gets saved. Incredible play from Pure, bringing the DTs in, having the Reaver show up and get some stuff done. I think that popped out of the Robo while the attack was ongoing. Definitely for sure did not have a lot of Scarabs in its bank. Ends up getting 6 kills, which is nice. Jaedong trying to get some stuff done over here on the right side. Take out that 3rd base. The Storm is great. Defiler down from Storm. Probe transfer in the middle of a battle, but looks like the Protoss can hold off the encroaching Zerg forces temporarily and allow them to slip on through. Yeah, Jaedong doesn't have a 4th, you guys. Look, 3-basing, Hydra playing Jaedong can get a lot of stuff done. He can definitely win the game, but if this is going to be against a 4-basing Protoss who has Storm and who has Reaver tech, it's going to be very hard for him to break this with a Ling Hydra. Even with Lurkers in the mix, the tech that Pure has counters it directly. That said, Ling's buffering, allowing the Hydras to get on top of these Archons and these Dragoons. Probe transfer, a little bit confused, and Jaedong wins that battle handily. Until the Storm comes in and then he loses. Lings with their +0 attack and their adrenal glands going after the 3rd Nexus of Pure for the 2nd time today. And they're gonna snipe it, finish it off. Very nicely done. Additional Lings and Hydras cruising across the map. from Jaedong, trying to see what damage that they can find. Really good against these Dragoons, even if they have +3 attack. Lings with adrenal glands are just going to chew them up. Is Jaedong going to pull this thing out here today? Great Storm. He needs to expand, and he's trying to here at about the 7 o'clock position on this map. It's not a very Zerg-friendly match point. Doesn't mean you can't win, it just means it's difficult. High Templar kills a ton of Zerg units, but does end up dying himself as he gets torn apart by the claws of these Zerglings. Alright, so Jaedong did manage to get his 4th base up and running for the 2nd time today. Pure's considered expanding here for the last 7 minutes and just hasn't been really safe enough to so far. 90 to 86 supply is really... Even supply here is going to favor the Protoss, especially with the Storm Reaver tech that he's working on here. With the Archons, with the Dark Templar. Holding on to this bottom right base was massive. If he lost this, he'd be done. He loses this, he can't hold on to the 3rd, that's GG. He has no income at all, but holding on to this has been so important. Ooh, Observer Snipe. But loses the Scourge in the meantime. I guess Scourge are intended to die, so I don't know if that really counts as a loss there. That was a High Templar snipe. Why was there a High Templar wandering over this way by himself? What was he trying to do? Yeah, man, if you've been watching ASL recently, there's been a lot of Zergs who just go Mass Hydra. Mass Hydra, Mass Lurker against Protoss. And yes, a lot of those Hydras die to Storm, but there are still so many Hydras left over, it just doesn't matter. It's really been crazy to watch the rise of the Hydra in the current meta for Brood War. And that's what this is. This is Hydra, Ling, Lurker with Defiler play. Pure trying to retake his 3rd base if he can. Jaedong going for a retake of his top left into the quiet. Oh, the High Templar snipe attempt did not go well. These Lings are all going to die. Alright, good effort, I guess. Oh, hang on, the Lings escaped. Oh, never mind, they wanted to die, so they're dead. They had a death wish. Ling Hydra. Hydra's so good against these Archons. The Storm ignoring the Storm. Swarm, rather. Surprised this... I guess there's not enough to get through these cannons or these Reavers over here, but look how red the map is right now. Look how much map control Jaedong has. But the patience on display here by Pure is excellent. He's throwing down storms that are just connecting every time. If these storms are killing fewer than 6 Zerg units per storm, I'd be really shocked. That'd be an interesting stat to see, right? Per storm, how many units does each storm kill? Like some kind of a metric. Like, how effective are your storms, you know? Does he have Plague? I don't know if we have Plague-oo here, but if we did... Yay, there's the Plague-oo! I was gonna say, this is a setup for Plague. Okay, in fairness, he catches an Archon. Okay, 3 Archons and a Probe. Not the best Plague-oo of all time here from Jaedong today, but hey, they can't all be winners, you know? The contain is real. Nice Observer Snipe, but guess what? There's a backup. And there's a cannon here. Alright, so Zealot Archon can handle these Lings no problemo. Storm helping there immensely. This Defiler... Oh, did he just consume a Defiler, or did the Storm catch him? I don't know. Slowly pushing in, repositioning his units, Pure. Very nicely done. That Archon's going to pop and run in there, try to get something done, and then retreat, because the Dark Swarm makes it hard for him to do his job. He needs more Storm for this position. Although the Archon, are they split? Yeah, look how spread out the Lurkers are. DT tries to wander in, but there is an Overlord here. An Overlord. This is so patient from Jaedong now. Look at this. Just sitting his Hydras in there, trying to snipe down that Nexus, really forcing Pure to engage with him. finally gets a couple storms off on the Hydras. Reaver. Okay, so the Reaver's brought down from the bottom left to try to get some stuff done here. It wanders into Lurker Spines, kills the Zergling, and dies. Oh, no. Oh, no. Can the Archons get out with the mass +3 Hydras sniping them from distance? I don't think so. This is such a tight situation right now. Great storms again. Goodness gracious, great storms of fire. The Hydra positioning from Jaedong is disgusting. Inside the Dark Swarm as much as Zergly possible here. The Hydra count is just too high. Like, these Archons are not going to do it. The Nexus goes down. Okay, that was huge. Jaedong able to take the 12 o'clock base while all that was happening, kind of. It's just getting started now. And yeah, the Archon Lurker versus... Oh, the And there's your GG. Too much Zerg. Not enough income. Pure taps out, recognizing this 12 o'clock base was happening. And there was nothing he could do about it. His army at the end of the day was a High Templar on Archon with 2 kills. Nothing protecting the main. A High Templar down here. Most of his supply was in probes and observers and stuff. And this handful of zealots. It just wasn't enough to hold on. Beautiful, beautiful play from Jaedong. It really, really was. I mean, that was... He lost so many Zerglings and Hydras today. But the Dark Swarm, once he got it, was perfectly placed. He kept the Hydras inside. He had enough Hydras to handle the Archons, which, if you've watched my cast in the past, you know that Jaedong sometimes struggles about what to do with mass Archon. But today, he just kept pumping those Hydras. Got the 3-3 on him. Kept bringing them over. And with the support of the Dark Swarm, able to take them down. That third base gets sniped. There's no bank for Pure hardly at all. I mean, Jaedong spending all his money exceptionally well, too. But yeah, Jaedong retaking the top left, having the 7 o'clock and having the 12 o'clock was just too much. Too much red everywhere on the map here. Yes, Pure prolonged the game by holding on to the bottom right base. That was beautiful. But at the end of the day, he never really could break out of this right side. And here on match point, you got to take this base or this base if you can to win. And if you don't have either of those bases, you're probably going to lose if the game goes longer than 15 minutes. So, fantastic display. Jaedong gets the win here. Zerg win on the channel for your Tuesday. All right, 25 minutes on the elapsed time there. 187,000 points lost for Pure, or points there rather. 190,000 for Jaedong. Here's where the lost is. 500 Zerg units down to 200 Protoss units down, but the produced ratio is nuts. 700 Zerg units to 250 Protoss units. Yeah, that's a lot of Zerg produced, and that's how Zerg wins. You overwhelm, you out macro. And if you can do it, with sufficient number of bases, you're going to have a good time. Ended up losing 29 Protoss buildings, which is a big number for sure. And then gas mined, more gas mined for the Protoss, more minerals mined, and more spent by the Zerg by a pretty significant margin. So that helps a lot. Yeah, I thought for sure when Pure took down that top left base, that fourth or the third base of Jaedong's, that Jaedong was in trouble. But he was able to get some pressure up, able to keep Pure busy on the other side of the map while he retook that top left and expanded a couple times beyond that. And Pure was never able to get anything done. That one drop, that one DT drop that he had inside the main base of Jaedong didn't do a lot. He lost all of his Corsairs as a result. And that means the Overlord spotting was better. I mean, it means the ability to snipe observers was a lot better too with those Corsairs gone. So just kind of a group of victories for Jaedong once everything was looking bad for him. Amazing. That was some good stuff. All right, well, that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Root War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.